Well, friends, welcome to this education program on a presentation on a succession planning through will and trust. Well, friends, in the current scenario where the COVID-19 is threatening all of us, and not only to the India but all over the world, the life of human net is at threat. And in that scenario, we always find it very difficult to have a very effective succession plan for our estates. It is always said that a successive, a well-planned succession plan ensures wealth is protected, preserved, and passed on to the future generation in an intended manner. So there is always a need of an hour for a family, a business family, a corporate houses, and where have the great assets to be protected, to be passed on to the beneficiaries in an intended. So we are going to touch upon some of the aspects of the planning, various effects, how it is to be taken care of. I, Kalpesh Doshi, a chartered accountant from KSD Associates, welcome you all on this today's learning session. So friends, there is a planning pyramid for the succession plan. One of the very common aspect is joint holding, which is very commonly and popularly prevalent. There is also a will, which is also one of the method of succession of your assets. And in a novel idea where we recently people are also taking the benefit of the private trust. We'll try to discuss in a simple manner about all these three aspects of the planning pyramid. The joint holding, it's very easy to operate, very easy to process, and most popular like in the bank accounts, demat accounts, also some residential flats and houses where common family members have the joint holding of that assets, and therefore they have the similar common planning. Like for example, in the bank accounts, husband and wife, son and mm, father, or any of those family members are holding jointly those bank accounts. Uh, Even similar transactions are also being made in the case of demat accounts. Even their houses are also jointly uh, held by the family members. So in that case, the succession of on the said demises of the either of the holder, if the other person is intending to transfer the assets, the rights in that assets to the other person, to the other joint holder, it is easy to have the effective process and a very simple process. So there are two types of the such joint holding, either or survivor, former or survivor. So you can choose in a given sets of facts and decide how it has to be, the right has to be passed on to the survivor. It is also a myth that once a person is a joint holder on the demises of the other holder, he becomes the sole owner of that asset. However, that is not the case. In case of joint holding also, the right of the deceased holder is transferred to others also under the will. So will always prevail in the case of if the holding or right in the holding of by the deceased person is being transferred to other person. However, it is always advisable that whenever any important asset is being held in a joint name, the obvious intention is to transfer to the other holders. Like a residential house is held by husband and wife, and the both the parties have intention to transfer his share to the other person, then it is advisable to have a joint holding in this kind of a transaction. There is also a popular way of arranging your assets. Is another way is nomination. And nomination, we have seen that in the bank accounts, demat accounts, your LIC and other insurance policy, they always ask for the nomination of your family members, blood relations, and similar kind of persons. However, a nominee is being appointed to have easy operation of that account, and once the person is died, then that account can be transferred to any of other person as per the will of that person. So it is not the case that whoever is the nominee will automatically become the owner of that particular assets on the said demises of the owner of that asset. Therefore, a will always again prevail in the case of nomination also. If somebody else has been given the benefit, or the those benefit has been bequeathed in the hands of the another beneficiary, then nominee has to just make such processes and allow the other beneficiary to take charge of that particular assets. Now, let us come to the very important aspects of will. What are the integrities and what are the issues involved, how we should take proper care while drafting a will, how it is to be registered, and what are the important clauses to be taken into consideration for making a will. So a will is a desire of a person to manage and distribute properties after his death. It can be executed only after the death of the person. So a very important aspect is that a will has to be executed once the person is died. Before the death, the will has no power, and nobody can have any right in that asset before the person is died. So will is obviously an act which is being taken place after the said demises of the person. There is also a, clause that a will can be amended any number of time. If you have prepared a will 1 year back, then you can have your another next will. However, it is advisable that a proper and genuine will has to be prepared, so that it can avoid the future disputes among the family members, and the beneficiaries can take the proper benefit of the assets which is intended to be transferred to the those beneficiaries. So a person who is major, above 18 years of age, and who is in the sound mind, in his ordinary course of activities, can prepare his will for the distribution of his own assets. A will may also have a clause which is very commonly legally known as in terrorem clause, where to avoid the disputes among the family members, a clause can be enacted to say that anybody who is challenging the will, the content of the will not get any share in the property. So that it is like sometimes the people may would like to avoid the litigation amongst the family members, and such kind of clauses are also being mentioned in the will. If there are also types of will, like there is a joint will, mutual will, and when the couple, a husband and wife, wants to make a mirror will, like a both the assets, so all the assets of the husband will go to the assets of the wife, or assets of the wife will go to the assets of the husband, then they can have a mutual will, and it is also called as mirror will. So either of the person, whoever dies, the assets of the other person, assets of that person will transfer to the other person. So it is always advisable to have a separate mutual will rather than to have a joint will, to avoid any confusion amongst the beneficiaries. A will is always to be considered by the court on the basis of surrounding uh, evidences, circumstantial evidences, and therefore a genuineness of the will has to be considered by the court by going through the various aspects which would prove that the will is genuine. So it is always advisable to have a typed will. Even handwritten will is also acceptable, but normally it has to be avoided. It is not required to have a will on stamped paper. It can also be on a plain paper. Will also should always have a legitimate, a readable, and understandable, and a commonly understanding, which will give genuineness and correctness about the will. So it is always advisable to have a proper will which is typed or computerized and also properly being drafted. Well, to add the further important pointers, uh, there are two witnesses, minimum two witnesses, which is required for a valid will under the Indian Succession Act. And also there should be an executor which has to be also appointed in the will, who can take care of the distribution of assets. Normally, maximum three executors are advisable. More than three would have very difficult aspects to take care of, and then would be various different types of opinion amongst the executors. While drafting a will, one should have a detailed, clear reference about the assets, movable assets, immovable assets. If there is a residential property, the various details about the property. If there are investments, then the detailed investments, demat accounts, bank accounts, cash, jewelry, any other important assets in terms of maybe coins, your drawings, etc. All those are assets of the person has to be recorded properly in detailed manner as far as possible, so that you can take care of all your assets and all the assets can be distributed very smoothly. While drafting a will, a date should always be mentioned. The place is also important to mention, and if possible, if it is important, then you can also put the time at when the will has been drafted and it has been signed. It is also advisable that if the some of the person of the family members is excluded as beneficiary, then it is always advisable to note down the reasons why he is being excluded. Sometimes it may so happen that a married woman, a married daughter in the family is for her, the family has spent a huge amount of education, huge amount of the marriage expenses, and she is being given enough from the common pool, and therefore such person has been excluded. If such noting is mentioned in the will, it will avoid the future litigation. If there are foreign assets, then it is advisable to have a separate will for the foreign assets, because there are different laws for the different countries, and therefore if a hodgepodge will is being prepared, then everything is subject to the issues which has to be taken care by the foreign courts as well. So in those cases, it is advisable to have a separate will. Now, let us consider what are the aspects of the will. Who can be beneficiary, who can be executor, and who can be the witness. A person can distribute his own assets to his family members, relatives, friends, servants, or any other known persons whom he desires to or intend to transfer the benefit in such assets. Even a person can also distribute his asset to a stranger, like assets are being transferred to particular charitable trust, hospital, or for the benefit of the particular caste community. Or sometimes in the foreign countries, they also prefer to transfer such assets to the benefit of pets like dogs, cats, etc. And in the case of a will, the role of executor is very important, because a person who is being appointed as executor will be liable to distribute the assets of the testimony, and therefore it is very important that executor is a very powerful person who can take a trustworthy person, can take proper care about the family distribution, protect the assets, and also come out with a proper and effective solution. Therefore, an executor should be a person who can manage the affairs of the and the condition and clauses of the will very smoothly. It is also advisable that an executor should always be younger than the person who is preparing his will, because it may so happen that sometimes the executor may die before prior to the person who has prepared the will. So it is always advisable to have a younger person. There should be two person who has to be considered as witness for the will. For the To avoid the disputes, it is always advisable that a beneficiary should be avoided to become the witnesses, so that a person can be totally a third person who is in the very sometimes who is either your lawyer or your chartered accountant or some person who is an elderly person and who is having some worth in the society or goodwill in the society, can be considered for the witness. It is not required that the witness should know the content of the will. So he has to merely sign the will as a witness, and he has to be a witness to state that in front of them or before them, the uh, testator has the person who is making the will has signed this will. Moving forward to another important pointers on the will. Sometimes, since the court takes very circumstantial evidences to consider the genuineness of the will, so it is also advisable to take physician a doctor's certificate to state that on the date of the preparation of will, the person was in the sound health and mind. He was not affected by some another or influenced by any other mode like alcohol or any other way. And such certificate, a physician certificate, should also be attached as a part of the will to prove the genuineness of the will. However, to give more credibility and genuineness to the will, uh, it is also advisable that under the Registration Act, a will may also be registered before the registrar. It will have more credibility, and even those original will can be also held with the registrar, and whenever it is required, they can give genuineness about the will. There is also a question that once I have registered a will, can I again change or amend the will? Yes, it is always possible. You can also amend the will, and you can also have such a will unregistered as well. But proper care should be taken to prove the genuineness about the subsequent will. And if it is the case, then you can always write it down that the prior will which is registered and so date has been amended or has been cancelled, and this latest will is the final will. So once the will is properly being executed, the certificate of the court is being issued in terms of the probate, and then the assets are to be distributed amongst the beneficiaries. Now there are also novel ideas that sometimes a video will is also being prepared to give the genuineness and credibility about the will. There are also nowadays a very important material in terms of the digital world. So today we use Facebook, Google accounts, my email accounts, my Instagram accounts, and many of the other contents are available with me. If I want to also pass on the benefits of such digital assets or digital rights to any of those family members, I can also mention that digital rights to other person. And there are also some websites which are available which gives the rights to the other persons, and all the passwords are recorded or ID is recorded, and the benefit may be transferred to the other person. Now people are also donating their organ, and therefore people are also making a will for the organ donation. It is always advisable that such kind of a will should be separately prepared, so that normally a will for the assets are being used subsequent to the death of the person. However, for the organ donation, it is always advisable that it has to be clarified within a very short span of time, and therefore such organ donation will has to be also known to the family members that such will is also being prepared, and the intention is to give such donation. There is also a person who wants to have a social custom will that after his sad demises, certain rituals are to be followed. So sometimes such will is also being prepared, but that will also to be prepared in a separate will than all the assets will, so that the immediate family members, once there is an accidental death or some another death, they will come to know and they can follow such rituals or your custom wills. Now there are the current issue of lockdown. COVID-19 has made the people in a very different situation. There are lockdown. People cannot move out of their houses. Even they are afraid of. People are afraid of meeting each other and visiting any of the places. In such a situation, how to make a will? So, as per the Indian contract, Indian Act, uh, one can prepare a will in a simple letterhead, a simple plain paper, and even it is to be allowed as to be handwritten, and therefore you can always make a will on a simple plain paper, which may be also handwritten. Now the issue would be whether, as per the Indian law, you need to witness. In that case, you can take the help of neighbors, sometimes the servants. If somebody is working in your house, you can take help of the watchman, and they can be also a witness. You can specify that because of the COVID, I could not take anybody else as a witness, and therefore these are the persons who are available easily, and I have taken the help of those persons. Sometimes somebody is on the COVID bed and they are affected by the coronavirus, and nobody is allowed to go near him. In that case, if it is possible that you can take help of the hospital staff, doctors, etc., to become a witness as a part of this bill. Now, the will is always to be executed after the death of this person. Therefore, there are large number of litigations issues which is coming out, and such issues and litigation takes place for years and years. And the intention that the asset should be transferred effectively to the beneficiary, the asset should be protected, uh, and so it has to be effectively into the benefit of the family members or other persons, is very difficult to have such control under the will. So a different mode of planning to transfer your asset is to have a private trust. A private trust can be created under Indian Trust Act 1882. So even a trust in the case of your minor child, minor daughter, minor son, or even to be born kid can also be created. The benefit is that the trust can be created during your lifetime. So you can manage your assets during your lifetime, and therefore you can always avoid uh, any differences, disputes, legal aspects can be avoided, and therefore there is an easy and smooth transfer of asset for the benefit of your family members. Also, there is no probate which is required under the trust, and therefore it is also a very smooth transfer of your assets. There are also laws of estate duty tax in many of the foreign countries, and therefore the trust is also a very good planning that in future whenever there is an estate duty tax which is tax liable to be taxed, then it can in some of the cases it can be avoided. Trust registration of trust is optional. You can have either registered or non-registered trust. The trust is beneficial in case of minors, unborn person, married daughter, handicapped person in the family, mentally and unstable person in the family. Uh, very commonly used is the pet trust in the foreign countries, and in those cases, the mode of succession planning, the trust is very effective mode where the succession is being taken place. Now let us also look at some of the important aspect of the Income Tax Act, whether whenever there is a transfer of the assets from the testator to the benefit of the beneficiary, whether such uh, asset is liable to be taxed. In case of will, when the asset has been transferred from person on the basis of the will, that said transfer is exempt under the income tax law, and therefore there is no tax liability. Similarly, person who is receiving the assets or the benefits of or rights in the assets is also exempt from any of the capital gain, and therefore there is no tax on such transfer. Whenever there is an asset which is being transferred from the other person by way of will, the cost of such asset has to be considered as the cost of the previous owner, and also the acquisition time of acquisition is also the time where the previous owner has acquired that asset. So while computing your capital gain as a beneficiary, the cost has to be accordingly computed and capital gain has to be arrived at. In case of a trust, the settler who is transferring his asset to the trustees, then in that case, there is a specific obligation that the trustee receives the assets for the specific obligation for the beneficiaries, and the receipt by the trust is not liable to be taxed under the Income Tax Act. However, there is a gray area where any settler transfers such assets for the benefit of the person who is not a family member, who is not a relative. In that case, there could be some tax litigation. So friends, the succession of assets is very important part of any of those planning. One has to take extraordinary care uh, and should be a will should be very well executed, so that your assets, your important investments should be smoothly protected, transferred, and should be taken to the benefit of your family members or any of the beneficiaries. Friends, we are coming out with various other subject series of the subjects and knowledge sharing. So any of your questions or any doubts, any queries, kindly give your feedback and email to us on the prescribed email details are also already mentioned. Thank you very much.